Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Trekyards. I am Captain Foley.
I've been buzzing with excitement for today's video.
He's Commander Cockings.
I bet you're yellow with envy. I'm Captain Foley. No, Commander Cogs. Keep that in.
Well, the first episode of Discovery Season 4 dropped, well, at least for most of the planet. Well, why do I say that? Some of the planet.
Most of our audience.
Most of our audience. Yes, most of our Trekyards audience. And in this episode, we were introduced to a 32nd century workbee, which is cool. We love workbees. We love the designs. But we're going to talk about it today, show it to you guys, maybe do some comparisons, and get your opinion on it. So
I like it. It's there's not a lot to it, therefore it's hard to be objectionable. And every caveat with the future tech is that it's now the mega future, as I think I call it. So the rules of design kind of go out the window a little bit. It looks like from Oblivion. It looks like from lots of the sci-fis. It even looks like the mission pods they had in season 2 were just big glass domes.
yes,
Like it doesn't
exactly the same as far as the displays and things go. Yeah,
like it doesn't even look any more advanced than Discovery, except the floating pieces, which arguably is a big part of the design. But the inside could be just a piece of the 23rd, because they've visually rebooted the show, and so it's hard to go future than their future. So it's fine.
you summed everything up that I was thinking. My biggest my biggest thing was the fact that this just doesn't look any more advanced than what they were using in season 2 of Discovery, which was before TOS era.
900 years. Yeah.
Is ridiculous beyond ridiculous. That's the problem with making the technology look way too far advanced for the time period. But anyway, it does look like a workbee. We see it fly by. The detachable parts are okay, I guess. I don't know. There's really not much to it. I wasn't overwhelmed. I wasn't underwhelmed. I'm sure it's got like some kind of funky, programmable matter arms that can change into whatever attachments they need. We just never really saw that.
Well, that's true. Why even do you need the back part when you've got all this mega fancy tech? So I'm assuming the back part maybe like opens and then the matter comes out and it feeds to the bottom and it can form it. Yeah.
I'm sure there's funky future things that it can do, but we never really saw much of what it can do. It can move some debris out of the way, but hey, that's what a workbee is for.
Although it still got smashed to pieces with a rock, so it didn't have good enough shielding of any kind to protect against stuff that other things kind of. I was kind of surprised how instantly it got decimated. I mean, it was a good little moment. I'm kind of glad we got past that scene from the trailer, because I was like, what is that going to be? Oh, it's this. Good. Great. Moving on. But it was like, oh, okay. I mean, came and lost and went. And
not even like future, advanced materials that can not be damaged by rocks.
Yeah, they haven't learned lessons, I guess. I guess our shields went up. But obviously, what this is, Stuart, it isn't really a workbee so much as what we conventionally think of workbee. If you go to the next shot, it's a updated version of the Discovery workbee, which in itself is a weird workbee that never came back again. Just like with the NX-01 producers for Enterprise saying, oh, we need to have parallels from our version of the ship to the Enterprise J, despite it being the furthest part on the timeline, which is somewhat illogical. They've done the same thing here, and you can see I've compared them, and it's the same thing, just futurized. Well, from Apple future to minimalist future.
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed when I saw this thing fly by. It's like, this is just a updated version of their workbee, essentially. People are like, what's the problem with that? Well, we'll show you that in a minute. However, this workbee from Discovery is a very cool design. Feels more like a civilian design if you're going to put it in the Star Trek world, as opposed to the Starfleet versions. And there's nothing wrong with that. This actually, and I've said this before too. You said it about generic sci-fi. The future one could fit in a lot of different franchises. This other one, the white one here on the right, definitely feels like it could belong in the Netflix Lost in Space series. It's got that same kind of look to it. But again, a lot of things that sci-fi these days have that same kind of look. Oblivion, as you called out earlier as well. But anyway, it's a nice updated version of this one. And
I just wish, though, it easily would have felt more Trek if it had like a pennant on it and be yellow. Like for both versions, it would have been a nice touch to just. It's the smallest of things, but it would have been a nice thing, and I guess they think it's too garish, but we've seen all the stuff they've done. But here is a sort of a comparison sheet because there's no point in doing eras per se. There wasn't one in X that we saw, but we also have the new one, the Discovery one. We have the TMP. So there isn't. It wasn't just yellow. Just for context, it did have grey transports as well. But then from a certain point onwards, all the TNG, all the Voyager DS9s, all were yellow workbees, except for the TNG tile sequence, that was a grey one as well. And of course the lower decks workbees, which were a slightly different design, and back to yellow. So that is the same design that we had from, TMP until lower decks. That's 100 and something years. Share really any hallmarks with the new version.
Nemesis had a white one, did it not? When they were refitting the Enterprise.
I did try and find some other stuff, but they're so small you really can't tell. They had classic workbees and they had this bulbous workbee thing. It's a more of a work pod thing, but yeah, they were just silver versions of this. Yeah.
The one thing that popped into my mind when you were talking here about, I was looking at kind of everything that's here, and the one that kind of suits the aesthetic of this future one as well as the Discovery one is the Sphinx work thing. That was the concept done by Andrew Probert. It's kind of got that bubble shape to it, which sure would be a nice fit in here somewhere. But it's simple stuff. A little, add a pennant, make the color right, have a yellow stripe on it like a hazard thing, yellow and black stripe. That's all you need to kind of make it look like a workbee,
rather than all the blues and.
But no, I mean it's a simple enough piece of tech. So it's hard to make it look 900 years more advanced, It would just be like a spacesuit with like programmable matter. You get big claws that come out of your arms or something.
But I think at that point we would say, well, why don't you just design a workbee? So at least they have one. It's just, it would have been lovely, because Brian Fuller helped design the original workbee, so this would have been a great time just make it a bit more yellow. But they love their own designs, and they want to reference their own design rather than the Canon designs, and that's what we see here. But it's fine. I'm glad they have one.
Well, we have an episode about the workbee that we did, and it's very good. So go check that out if you want to. Which obviously make sure you're subscribed, because we got a lot of content about these kind of things. Click that like button, and comment down below what you think about this workbee compared to all the other ones we've had over the years. We love hearing your thoughts. So that being said, if you can join one of our lives, we'd really appreciate it. It's a good way to support the channel and interact with us in real time. So we'd like to see you there.
And if you want to support us directly with what we do, because we do a lot, as you guys have worked out by years of following us here, oh goodness. Then, of course, support on Patreon, PayPal, joining the channel via YouTube, or super chatting on those lives. It is such a fun way, because it lets you have your 2 cents, although hopefully more than 2 cents, to contribute towards the discussion, and often can force us and meld us and put us in a new direction where we can have just a great conversation. We are here to have conversations with you guys and, find the truth of these things. So if you can help us, please do. If you can't, don't worry, just keep liking, subscribing, and commenting.
Yeah, so get back to work. Everybody, be good. Get back to work. Be good. There you go. Work, be. Sit right in the middle there. Yeah, perfect.
And he's
anyway,
Captain
guys, I am, and he's Commander Cockings. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.